Hello and welcome to TLL Rent. If you have rented our Explorer 5 Berth, in particular the Itineo PJ700, then this rental handover video is for you. So my name's Steph and I'm going to take you on a virtual walk around of the vehicle and go through everything that you'll need to know for a smooth and enjoyable trip in our camper van or motorhome. So I'm going to start with the passenger side of this vehicle. All our vehicles are diesel fuel, so it will come with a full tank. Just the main vehicle key then to open your diesel tank, like so. Just fill it back up again and close and lock, and it'll also be a full tank of AdBlue for you as well. So the next compartment then on the vehicle is the water refill. So just use the habitational key then, that will unlock any panels on the outside of the vehicle. So we'll also provide you with a full tank of fresh water. If you do find that you are running low, just key in, twist, and then there'll be a hose in the vehicle. You can top this back up with water again. So the next compartment then on the passenger side is your toilet cassette. So we do ask that you empty this for us on return. So just key in and then push the buttons in and that'll release that. So there's a blue lever in this one. Lift it up and then just gently pull it out. And that is you. Turn the nozzle and unscrew the cap, and then you can dispose of into your black water disposal at the site that you're on. This particular Itineo then has a rear view camera, and that will be visible on the display inside the vehicle. So the gas for this particular vehicle is in the garage compartment. So just on the driver's side, you'll see this little door here, just open, and we have the gas. So it's a gas flow system. Whenever you get to your campsite, turn both on. During your travels then, just keep an eye on it. Little dials on the top. In the green, obviously it's full. As it's getting lower, then you will need to top it up, and that is where it goes there. So standard LPG system, and most petrol stations will have LPG available. It's always a good idea to Google ahead and see, make sure there is one if you need it. Just top it back up again, and that is you good to go. When travelling, please make sure your gas is switched off. So just round to the driver's side of the vehicle then, this is your electric hookup point. So just plug your cable straight in there and then into the post at the campsite. So as I said earlier, we'll give you a full tank of fresh water. When your fresh water level is going down, your grey water level is filling up. So you will need at some stage to empty your grey water. You'll find a handle just under here, and it's just a case of pulling or pushing, depending what level it's at, and twisting then, and that will empty your grey water. So just the front end of the vehicle then, we'll start with the driver's door here. You have your windows, electric windows for the front. Your little knob there to control your wing mirrors front, left and right, and then top and bottom. So lights and wipers, cruise control. The lights in this vehicle at the moment, there is an automatic setting which we have it on. You can leave it at that. Lights will come on and off themselves. So reverse gear then, 6-speed gearbox. Reverse gear you have to lift up, across and up. And your rear view camera, as we talked about earlier. Just all your standard controls in the vehicle here as well. A couple of USB ports there as well for charging your phone. So all our rental vehicles will come with an e-flow tag for the toll roads down the south of Ireland. It is a case of just turn up to the barrier and it should lift itself on the off chance there's something wrong, and it doesn't if you just pay for it, and we can sort it out at the end. Also a sticker in the vehicle showing you the length, the width, the height and the weight of the vehicle. Seats in this van will swivel if required, so just pull them forward slightly, and there's a lever here. Push the lever and your chair will spin. Obviously whenever the vehicle's moving, both front seats must face forward for legal reasons. So just turn it back and ensure it clicks into place. So 5 seat belts in this vehicle, the 2 in the front, there's 2 here and there's 1 here. This one's a lap belt. So the idea of this one is pull this off, slots in here, and then you would sit rear facing. So this vehicle obviously sleeps 5 people, and I'm going to show you how you make up the 5th bed. So it does sit within the dining area, so the table needs to be dropped, and then this little platform here that you will find in the boot this hooks onto the end to make up your 5th bed. So I'll show you how this works. So first thing you need to do is pop the leg and then up and lift your table off, and it will drop down onto the bar underneath. And then the second part is the extension part of the bed. So you will be lying across this way, and just below the seat cushion there you'll find another bar. Just lift up, drop down and straighten the leg out, and then you can just rearrange the cushions, and that's where the 5th person will sleep. So lots of little storage compartments in this little van. There are no handles on these, so you will see a little sticker, and just push in the corner and they will pop out and pop up. So nice little kitchen area in this van. You have your gas hob, like any sort of standard gas hob. Just push, turn, and then your little pilot light will get it going. It might take a couple of goes of the pilot light just to get the gas through the system whenever you have the tanks turned on. Sink area and microwave in this van. Now the microwave will only work if you are hooked up to electric campsite. It won't work off your leisure battery. Same with all the 3-pin plug sockets around the van. They will work if you're hooked up on a campsite as well. So just below your sink and your cooker then, there are lots of little storage drawers here with cutlery holders in them. They just pop and push closed. Fridge then, just turn the fridge on. So we will always set your fridge in automatic. So that means whenever you're parked up, the fridge will find its own source if it's set in automatic. You can change it to run it off the gas only, the electric only, or your leisure battery, but automatic's better, and then the van will the fridge will work it out for itself. So nice little decent sized fridge. So just the back bed area of this vehicle, it's really versatile, really flexible. So you can opt for 2 single beds, or you can opt for 1 large double. The large double then, you will find an extra pad here. So just push it to the side and this pulls out. And then that just slots in to make up one massive double bed. And when you're done with it, obviously you can just take that out. You can store that in the garage, or some people just would leave it sitting up there. And then this plate then just flips up and underneath. At the back, you have a couple of little spotlights there. 3 storage compartments. You have little curtains. So you have your blackout blinds, which just lift up, push down, and during the day, if the windows are open, you have fly screens there. And the windows, very simple, lift up, and push out. Make sure all your windows are closed before you're travelling. So little skylights in this van. Just push the button in, drop the handle down into the grooves, and then just follow the grooves up. So bathroom. Really nice bathroom in this van. So you have your toilet. So initially, your toilet will be closed. Before you use it, you will need to slide the grey handle and open the disc so everything drops down into the tank. We will give you a bottle of toilet chemical with the van. You can use it to wash out the bowl itself, and then whenever you do empty your tank, you can use it to sanitize your tank. But before you move that tank out from the outside, you must ensure that that disc is closed. It's always good practice after you use the toilet just to close the disc over. It just stops any smells and stuff coming back in. So open it before you do anything. When you're finished, after you flush. Okay, so the shower area then of the van, there are shower doors that will come together just to keep everything else dry. So there's a wooden plate in the floor here. That is obviously if you're walking in and out that you're not going to fall down into the shower tray. So you will need to lift this out. Now, they are a wee bit stiff, so you just need to take your time and be gentle. You can just store that probably up the side of the toilet there just while you're in the shower. And then when you're done, just push your doors closed again and then gently slot it back in. It does take a wee bit of getting used to. And that's it, back in place. So all our vans will come with a TV, satellite TV. And in one of the cupboards you will find the remote control, so it will be tuned before you leave, and it will be tuned for Northern Ireland here. So if you are going to the south of Ireland, you probably will need to retune the vehicle, or sorry, retune the television. television will tilt and swivel. So you have a drop down bed here. It's super, super important that there's nothing obstructing these cabinets before you drop this bed down, okay? So the TV, just push the TV back in and then just make sure that you have enough gap there that it's not going to catch on the back of the cabinets. So the bed in this particular vehicle is an electric drop down bed. So there's a key in it. Please don't remove this key. If you'd remove this key and it gets lost, then we're stuck. So just turn the key and the bed will drop. Again, just making sure before you go down too far that there's nothing obstructing anything. And that is you. So the same rule applies whenever you're putting the bed back up again. Make sure there's nothing on it, nothing to obstruct it going back up into the roof. And again, you just turn your key and the bed will rise up again. So just quickly, the blinds at the front of the vehicle for night time. The front one then just pulls up. Now you will need to just tilt your mirror out of the way there just to get it past. And just comes up and will hold in place. And then when you're done, just gently push it back down. And the same with the window blinds at the front here. So there's a little hook here, just pull it out and lift up and in. Now again, these blinds are really flimsy, they're quite papery. It is just a case of being gentle, lift up and drop in, and that's in place. And just the reverse then on the way back down. And then just slide that in and lock it in place. So the control panel in this vehicle and the heating system. So to turn the control panel on or off, you just hold the I button and it will go off. It's currently on. And then same again, just hold the I and it'll come back on. So, button at the end here is the awning light outside. You can turn that on and off. This is auxiliary electricity, so if you find your TV is not working off the main leisure battery, just hit the auxiliary button and then that will power your TV if it doesn't turn on itself. That's your water pump. Okay, so if you do find there's no water coming out of your taps, just ensure your water pump's on. For travelling, all that must be off. Lights, these are various lights around the vehicle. You will find some in the ceiling there, front and back of the van as well. On and off. You will find various light switches around to control them as well, other than just this. Information then. Okay, so this will just show you the levels of your battery. So the little truck there is your engine battery. The little caravan type logo there is the habitational leisure battery for the back end of the van. And then the little blue one with the squiggly lines is your fresh water tank level. So at the moment it's sitting 75%. We will top it up before it leaves. So during your travels, a couple of days in, you can just double check all this. If you find your leisure batteries going low, you either need to hook up or you need to drive your vehicle. Find your fresh waters running low, then you'll need to empty your grey and refill your fresh water. And then again, travelling, everything off. So trim a heating system in this vehicle, one of the ones that's quite easy to use. Just push a button to light it up, push the centre one then, and that'll give us the main menu options here. So whatever one's flashing is the one that we're working on. So the little van's flashing, so this is going to be the heating for the van. So push the button again. At the moment the heating is off. You can turn the wheel to whatever desired temperature you want, and you push it, and that will start your heating. So it will start to look for a source. So at the moment it's looking for the gas or the electric, and the vehicle will decide which one it's going to use. You go back into the van and then you can turn it back off again. So turn the wheel again. The next one is the hot water. Enter. Hot water is off at the moment. So economical mode there is about 10-12 degrees, which would be suitable for dishes, washing your hands. Hot would be suitable for your shower. So whatever temperature you desire your water, then you just hit the button, and again at the moment there it's going to start to look for the electric, but we're not hooked in, so it won't do anything. That will start to heat your water. So go back in and we'll turn it off. The next one is your source. So you can have gas, you can have a mix of gas and electric, or you can just go full electric, depending on what your options are if you're at a campsite or you're wild camping. So you can just choose. If you want to run everything off the gas, you just do the gas in, and then you go back into your heating, turn your heating on, it'll look for the gas to heat, and the same with your hot water. So the next one along then is the vents, little fans. You turn it off, go into vents, and you can turn up to, I think it's about 10. That'll just the fan speed for the hot air coming out to warm your van up. So just a quick run through then. Again, you're only going to be working on the top row here. So the heating for your van, your hot water, your source of how you're going to heat your van or your water, and then just your fan. So if you're interested in renting this Itineo or any other vehicles on our rental fleet, please don't hesitate to contact myself or Sarah on 02892 693 999. Option 2 will put you straight through to rental, or alternatively you can get us on the website, which is www.thompsonleisure.com. Thank you for watching.